Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at some stuff that got found in the new update, which is going to be very interesting as well, also for PvP, but also for everybody else who is interested in Pokemon Go still, after all the drama here's Niantic and whatever. But yeah, we're going to have some more stuff found in the new APK here, which is going to be interesting. We're going to take a look at this. We're going to take a look at some moves that also got added here as well, which is going to be interesting. Otherwise, we're going to have some more stuff here for the route stuff. If you didn't know that, like, there's a route update coming where you can do like some route stuff. I don't know, most likely for like those Go Fest or whatever, where you can go a specific route together and get some rewards for it. I don't know. The avatar shop stuff got added, doesn't really matter too much. Shadow gems got added. This is going to be an interesting one. We don't really know what it is yet. There seems to be a fragment, and just in general, a shadow gem might work similar to the shadow radar things that you get already from the rocket grants. Maybe you have to get the shadow gems from the leaders itself, and then you can do a shadow raid with it, which is going to be one of the interesting things here as well. We're going to have a visual for type shadow. We're going to have a lot of things coming up for the shadow raids. And the most interesting stuff for me here, at least, going to be a move Mystical Fire got found in the code. This is a signature move from Delphox, which we're going to get as a community day for the next month, which is going to be very interesting, because this is going to be an extra move, most likely together with Blast Burn, but also a lot of other Pokemon can learn this move. We're going to take a look at this afterwards as well. We're going to just scroll through it. If you want to read it all, you can definitely read it all. But we're also going to have some more visuals coming up. That's why I'm kind of going down here, as we have more visuals also for the rockets. Here we're going to see, we can open it in the browser. We're going to see here that the Shadow Raid's one emblem, and in general the Shadow Raid emblem, when you're gonna go in there, storage upgrade, you can buy that most likely, then like don't give Niantic your money for that. We otherwise have here some assets as well for the gym itself, for the Shadow Raid gym. When you go in there, that's kind of interesting as well to see. Seems like there's nobody in the... Well, that would be funny if there's nobody in the crowd, but this seems to be like the next big feature for Pokemon Go. Shadow Raids coming in here. Otherwise, we have some more updates here, some... I don't know, just in general, some style updates for icons, which is not really that interesting, most likely. And we have some new effects here, which definitely look very amazing. Don't even know what they're supposed to do. New fire effects, maybe for Mythical Fire, could be the case. We don't really know yet, to be fair. So it could be all anything. Like, this is the fire effect, actually. This below there is N-Body Asset, whatever that is. But yeah, we're going to have here the fire effects as well, which might be for that, but who knows? I think it might be actually a new shadow effect, right? Kind of looks more like that, to be fair. Maybe it's like for Shadow Raid bosses or whatever, a shadow effect instead. But this is going to be very interesting. Let's take a look real quick at what the move Mythical Fire can do as well. Going to be a short video anyway. We're going to see here now Mythical Fire. This is a move from the main series games, of course. Going to be learned mainly by Delphox. It's like basically its signature move from the beginning, but also now got added to a ton of other Pokemon. So like a lot of other Pokemon can learn it. And this might actually fix some issues for some Pokemon as well. Gives it a great coverage if they're going to learn it, which I hope that Niantic just spreads this move out a little bit further. What you're going to see here is in the main games, we're going to see that it does a special attack drop by one stage, which is going to be interesting. This basically translates in Pokemon Go to an attack drop by one stage, so kinda most likely like Icy Wind, especially as it doesn't do as much crazy damage, so it's most likely an Icy Wind clone, I would guess, as a fire type move, which is going to be kind of fine actually. I think that's going to be a very cool move to have, and a few Pokemon can learn it. For example, Gardevoir can learn it, Drifloon going to learn it, which would actually help this Pokemon quite a bit. Whereas Magius still, I think, needs better charge moves otherwise. Actually, I haven't taken a look at this. We can take a look at this together as well. We have Delphox, which of course learns it. We're going to take a look at this one as well, for sure. Otherwise, a Pokemon that I don't have in the game yet. Placephalon is basically already announced that it's coming to the game. We just don't know when. That's kind of nice. Like, we already got like a small trailer for it. Otherwise, Pokemon from the 8 and 9 generation there, not really too interesting, but you can also learn through TM. Charizard would most likely not really get any boost from this, because you already have Blast Burn, which you get to with a Wing Attack anyway, so I don't think it would help it. Clefable definitely would appreciate this move here, because you have a pretty bulky Charm user, which then can debuff the opponent's attack, while also having coverage against Steel types, which is one of the main issues for this Pokemon. Ninetales, again, I don't really think it's going to be that important, because they have Weather Ball already, which is just more consistent, needs less energy, most likely, and going to be just a little bit better. Rapidash has access to the move, what's called Flame Charge. Flame Charge is just a little bit better as well again than this move, most likely, because you're going to be able to boost yourself up. Mr. Mime, not really the best Pokemon. The Galarian Rapidash, though, definitely would be an interesting Pokemon to have that on, because it gives you a little bit better coverage again. But even though now with high horsepower you already have some coverage against steel types anyway, but still debuffing opponents would be nice. For Mew, I think this would be an amazing move to get on this, but I don't think they're going to add this. Moltres has already Overheat, which is usually preferred in Sims at least. Same with Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh most likely also rather nukes opponents away, even though for Ho-Oh I think it would have been a cool move for Ho-Oh to have, but I don't think it's going to ever happen. Same Latios. Latias don't really need it too much. Latias more than Latios, because Latias doesn't have Dragon Claw as far as I know, so that would maybe help it out a little bit more. Magmortar definitely would help it out because it has Fire Punch, and Fire Punch is pretty horrendous. Victini already has its better nuke move anyway, so it doesn't really matter. For Togekiss Community Day, it would be also cool, but of course, like, we don't really have that one. But Togekiss would definitely benefit from that. Chandelure again has Flame Charge. Volcarona we don't have in the game yet. It needs a major move update, by the way. It still has like the moves from Generation 3 or something there when they put it first into the code. So that needs an update. Rushium definitely will never get it. For Sylveon, I definitely see that definitely gonna get this eventually, because it's like also a move that, for example, in other games like Pokemon United has already. So that would be an interesting one. But yeah, like here are all the Pokemon that can learn it. We can take a look at this real quick. Delphox here, I'm going to have all different movesets here. What we're going to take a look is, yeah, what we can do basically with what we have here. This is the first moveset here, which is just the one that we currently have in the game. Issue with Delphox is, you see the stats already. This is not really ideal. So like, this is not really decent stats. It's very, very squishy. Another issue, of course, is that Fire Spin is just not a good move here anymore. Like, Fire Spin is literally one of the moves that I really hope that get buffed eventually, because it's a 3-turn move, which is already a big thing that you don't really want to have. 3-turn moves and 4-turn moves and 5-turn moves are all kind of iffy. That is, it always a disadvantage against 2-turn moves, so like Fire Spin definitely needs a buff. Here the standard moveset, here the moveset that you're most likely going to run with, like Blast Burn, I guess Flame Charge, maybe not, maybe you can use Psychic as a coverage, but really depends. Next one here with Mythical Fire, which I put as a Icy Wind clone, so 45 energy, 60 damage, I think. And the debuff chance of 100%. Here we're going to see then the final one with Mythical Fire and Blast Burn. We're going to see that no matter what, it doesn't really have any benefit. Like, this Pokemon itself is just pretty bad. It doesn't really have a good bait move. It doesn't have a good move to generate energy. It is glitchy. It doesn't have good coverage. The typing itself is just Victini, but like, you don't have the moves as Victini. Honestly, Delphox Community Day going to be very lackluster. I'm not going to overhype this one here either. Like, that's going to be pretty bad. Like, of course, we don't know if it's going to be an Icy Wind clone. It could also be what's called the Glaciate clone. That would have been definitely way better for any Fire-type Pokemon. I would appreciate it, but I think Icy Wind is more likely. Glaciate as a signature move of Legendary is a little bit more over the top there. We're going to see, Great League stuff. That's what we are kind of prepared for it. You can take a look at like Drifblim, Sylveon, and Rapidash. It mainly going to be better as coverage moves, I think, than for the Pokemon it learns as a Fire type, because they all learn Flame Charge, which just boosts their fast move, which does the most damage for them anyway. So it's unlikely that's going to help them too much, but for coverage, here we're going to say already you can beat now Frostus with the Sylveon. You will be able to beat Galarian Stunfisk and Registeel both with the Drifblim, because you're now going to do enough damage to knock them out, which is going to be very nice. Otherwise, Scummy you can win now, Frostus you can win now. Fire is just a little bit of better coverage, it seems like, compared to Ice in this current meta for those Pokemon here. For Galarian Rapidash, also you will be able to then beat Skarmory, because you didn't really have any move to hit this, as well as Registeel, you're going to have a better time against it as well. Even the Sableye, thanks to the debuff, you will be able to have a better time against this Pokemon. Actually, kind of want to take a look at Clefable real quick as well, because this Pokemon is pretty bulky. It's a little bit bulky, I think, than the Sylveon, just a little bit, to be fair. But we can go here also for Mythical Fire. And we're going to see here that this most likely also going to improve quite a bit with it. Yeah, you're going to be able to now beat Azumarill, which is kind of funny just because you can get the debuff there. So like Charmers with debuff moves could be interesting, definitely. But on the Pokemon itself, where it's definitely going to be first, Delphox just doesn't really have any appeal. But yeah, that's going to be it for this small update. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next one and have a great rest of your day. Bye.